Had a great pitching card on Tuesday, and really a lot of it lived up to the hype. Some great outings last night. Stroman, Kershaw, Garrett Cole, Valdez, go down the list. A lot of those aces showed up last night. A little bit of a low-scoring card. Had some tough breaks last night, some overturned calls. A Rangers-White Sox game for anyone who had action there. If you were on Texas and you got screwed on that call, that was a tough one. John, I don't know if let's just start there just because I don't know if you saw that play, but the call at home plate, the violation, the overturn went back to New York for that call. That's one of those things where the rule changed over the last couple of years to protect catchers and everything else, but it's going too far from baseball, I think, on that rule change there. I don't know. That call blows my mind.
You start getting that into the it's like the roughing the quarterback.
Yeah.
Accidentally, your hand grazes his mask. It's a 15-yard penalty. It just takes a lot of stuff out of the game. You don't want to see guys getting barreled over. Look, I'm old enough to remember 1970 All-Star game. Pete Rose basically ending Ray Fosse's career. Ray Fosse was a young up-and-coming catcher for the Cleveland Indians, and he drills them in a fucking All-Star game. A game now that means nothing. Back then, it meant something to these guys. They played every game. But so you want to protect the catches. I get it. But we get instant replay now. Get the calls right. Come on. Same thing as the other night when we got jobbed on that throw in the baseline with the Nationals. Guys clearly 3 feet inside the baseline in the throwing path. So you got to get the calls right, especially with the replay, and they didn't do a job yesterday. More importantly to me, because I didn't have a bet on Texas, was the Angels getting thrown out at home in the fourth, and then leaving 2 guys on in the seventh, second and third, nobody out. Hats off, as I put in the story today. Kershaw come up with another monster game, just getting it done. He's their ace right now, as crazy it is to say at this stage of his career. But Dodgers continue their dominance. Now I'll call it dominance. They've held the Angels to, I believe, 3 runs in 5 games dating back to last year. Our winners were the Cubs. As Ben said, we had Stroman in that one. Pirates just a disaster right now. I believe that's 8 straight losses. 2 teams going on different directions. We put the stats up on our Instagram page yesterday. That was actually our trend of the day. Cubs red hot. They had won, I'm going to say 9 out of the last 10 meetings. All 5 this year. 5 of 6 now at Pittsburgh. Stroman leads the league in quality starts. And then to make matters better, you had Pirates' 2 top hitters out of the game. McCutchen and Reynolds. Just watching some line movement here right now. Philly line moving. That was our other loser. Let me get back to this. So the 3 sharp sides of the day yesterday were Angels, we were on it, loser. Phillies, we were on it, loser. And the Mariners was the other big move, which if you guys watched yesterday, I said, just move too much. Getting Cole at that cheap price at home. I get it. Yankees don't have Judge in the lineup, but that was really a cheap price. So the Sharps they wiped out in their 3 big moves. Those were their 3 big moves yesterday. All 3 went down. We, unfortunately, were on Phillies. We were on the Angels. Stayed off the Mariners. The one game that might have put me out of business was the Orioles game. After jumping out to a 7-0 lead, we had to hang on for dear life in that one. These games are just never over. It's the relief pitching has been absolutely killing us lately. It's killing us all year. But go back just these last 10 days or so, we talked about it. Brewers, Devin Williams, he'd given up 1 run the entire year. Blows a 2-run lead against Minnesota, a team that can't hit. It just makes it even worse. Yesterday, both relief. Detmers he matches Kershaw.
No.
He matched him. If you tell me at the end of when both pitchers leave the game, was it at the end of 7 innings, we're in a tie game. I'm the home team. I'm a dog. I'm taking a price. I'm signing that paper for that deal right there. Give me those last 2 innings. Our bullpen, their bullpen. We're the home team getting a price. As soon as the bullpen came in and gave up the runs right in the 8th inning as soon as Detmers comes out. Bullpen's huge part of the game. You got to get it done in the bullpen also, and we're just not getting it done there. So, yeah, it's a 2-winner, 3-loser day, but the Orioles a big plus 156 dog. So that was nice. But, again, had to sweat that one out. And we're back at it today, Ben.
Back at it today, indeed. We got a lot of day actions. We'll get to it so you guys can hopefully get through this sooner than later. First game on the card, John, Cubs at Pirates. You already mentioned the trends. 10 of 11 meetings now. Cubs have won all 5 this season. 5 of the last 6 at Pittsburgh. Pirates now losing 8 straight. Cubs have won 7 of 8. So all the trends in the Cubs' favor. Can't even look at Pirates in this matchup. Pirates have scored just 2 runs in their last 4 games. They've been shut out 3 times, hitting 188 this week. Unbackable offense. Hendricks versus Hill. Hendricks last couple of starts pretty good. 2 runs in 5 innings last time out versus Baltimore. Prior to that, he had 8 shutout innings against the Giants. And then Rich Hill coming off 4 runs, 3 earned, and 5 innings against Milwaukee. This game's all Cubbies. They do have that trip to London coming up next where they play the Cardinals there. So a little bit of concern with that. Either way, though, this is Cubs or nothing.
Yeah, 2 things I don't like about this game, and as Ben saying, this is their last game before they go to play Cardinals, 2 games in London. And Swanson, who leads the team with a 2.9 WAR, wins above replacement. He's going to sit out today. He got x-rays on his wrist after the game yesterday. Although they came back negative, he's going to sit out. Also, Bellinger will sit out versus the lefty Hill. But for the Pirates, McCutchen, Reynolds both sat out last night. They'll both be out again today. Again, this is Cubs or nothing. Just no reason to bet the Pirates, who just the streakiest team in baseball, winning and losing, and they're on a losing streak now. Again, what's in the Cubs' heads about being off for the next couple of days, going to London and missing Swanson, and then Bellinger also 2 of your better bats. Cubs are nobody. Hendricks has looked great his last 2 starts. No way do I want the home dog Pirates.
That is Rockies at Cincy. Cincy keeps getting it done, 10 in a row for the first time since 2012. Colorado's now lost 7 straight, 2 teams trending opposite directions. Siebold versus Abbott. Abbott, 3 starts, 17 2/3. Hasn't allowed a run yet. Last one was at Houston. And then Siebold, he was crushed his last time out against the Braves. Prior to that, he had been pretty decent. Going to be Bird in the box, instead of Siebold. So I have to wait and see if Bird's going to be just a soft opener. Siebold follows. Either way, Colorado can't back them. 2 teams trending opposite directions. Big price on this game. I want nothing to do with the big dog in this. Can't go against Cincinnati. Just lights out right now.
Cincy's 10 straight wins. Rockies 7 straight losses. I keep looking in the box score, and I'm looking for Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Johnny Bench. I thought that's who was playing for the Reds right now. Back to the big red machine days. Look, on top of that, they've got Abbott going, who hasn't given up an earned run yet this year. Whoever Colorado pitches, I think they're going through the motions right now. Diaz, the catcher, and Tovar, the shortstop, they'll sit out. You're already missing Blackman, Crone, Bryant. This is a B team in a bullpen game. And since he's a 2-something favorite, they belong to be a 2-something favorite.
Then we have D-backs going to Milwaukee. Brewers got the win yesterday, evened up the series. D-backs have now dropped 2 of 3, but still second best in the NL, 21-12 on the road. Milwaukee doing pretty good on this homestand. They've won 4 or 5. Gallen versus Teheran. Teheran, what you're getting out of him so far is just incredible. 4 straight quality starts, last 2, 3 runs across 13 innings. And Gallen, pretty rough on the road so far this season. 1-2, 5.79 and 7 starts. Feels like a spot here for the Brewers. The D-backs have a really tough little 2 days coming up. They have this game, and they travel to Washington for a game on Thursday. And after that, they got to travel all the way across country to San Francisco against the Red Hot Giants, who's all of a sudden coming up on them in the division. So tough spot for the D-backs as a whole these next 2 days. This game to me is Brewers are nothing. They're playing well in the homestand. And what they're getting out of Teheran, he's basically been the ace last few weeks.
Yeah, big win for them last night. We were knocking them yesterday. In the last 10 games, all they had done was beat the ice-cold Pirates. 3 games, they had lost the other 7. They looked like they were going to blow another one. Down 4-0 yesterday. They come back. They battle back. Huge win for Milwaukee. Like Ben said, he's been phenomenal. I don't even know what to say. This is a remarkable comeback. This guy had thrown 2/3 of an inning in 2021. So that's all he pitched prior to this year, but since 2020, a couple of years off, and he's pitching as good as ever, but maybe better than ever. And as we talk about Gallen, not so good on the road. I'm going to say terrible on the road. One quality start the entire year. You got to go all the way back to April. Let me get you the date. April. Where the hell am I? April 16th was his last quality start at Miami, and that was against the Miami team who they don't hit now. They were hitting even less back then. I got to take the home dog in this one. As you said, D-backs got a lot of traveling to do. Galen not good on the road. Tehran's been beautiful. Give me the home dog that's fighting for the division lead. They're still a half game behind the Reds.
That's Cardinals at Washington. They lead the series 2-0. They've won 4 of the last 5 meetings at Washington, and they've now won 4 straight, scoring 7.5 runs per game. Cardinals bats starting to wake up a little bit. Nats horrible right now. Drop 5 straight, 2-13 their last 15. Can't even think about backing them. Cardinals, the other half of that series in London with the Cubbies, so they're going to have a couple of days off after this. Mikolas versus Williams. Williams coming off a rough start. Mikolas coming off 2 rough starts, gave up 11 runs in 12 innings. No pitching edge really out of the way the way Mikolas has been going. Maybe if you want to give it based off of, the trajectory the last 3 years, sure, maybe Mikolas has the edge. But right now, no pitcher's going better. Just the lineup edge. Cardinals getting it going. We'll see if they can take care of business. They need to win in this series. They need to keep it going if they want to catch anyone in the division. They've done it so far, and I feel like they'll keep doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give Mikolas the pitching edge, but he hasn't been good in his last couple of starts. And just as the Cubs, they've got the Cubs in London Saturday. This will be their last game before getting away. It's a little tough spot there, but again, St. Louis started to turn a corner. We talked about that a couple of days ago on Sunday after Saturday's win against the Mets. Jump out to a lead. Mets come back, tie it up. But St. Louis prevails, goes to Washington, a team that they've got to beat. They know they got to beat them. They should beat them. Let's hit Marlins plus 21, 121 for 2 units. Just got the lineup. No Bichette. It's a late scratch. We're going to go Marlins plus 121 for 2 units. I'm going to put it into the website. If you guys are watching, this is how it comes. We're doing our live podcast, and we got info on a game just about to go. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to get this because we won't be able to get it up in time.
Yep, just got it out to VIP guys. So hopefully you guys are all getting that bet in now before that game gets going. All right, sorry guys, just got that bet out to you. So VIP members, you guys know we're on Miami there, and you guys watching. We're on Miami. That game started by now, but. Next game here, NL East sticking there. Braves at Phillies. Braves get the win yesterday, 4-2. They've won 3 of 5 meetings this year. Atlanta stays red hot, 7 straight now, scoring almost 9 a game, 14-2 their last 16. Philly, they snapped a 6-game win streak. Smith-Shawver versus Nola today. Nola has just not been looking like Nola of old. He's been getting roughed up a lot. In 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up 4+ runs. In the last 2, 10 runs across 13 innings. Meanwhile, Smith-Shawver, he hasn't been anything crazy, but Braves have won all 3 of his starts. The last one was 3 runs in 5 2/3 versus the Rockies. This game to me is Braves or nothing. I mean, this price for Atlanta, I mean, there's a slight pitching edge you could argue for Nola, but it's nothing drastic, especially the way he's been going lately. Doesn't have the best history with the Braves. This game to me, with the way this Braves offense is going, you're giving any pitcher who's not going well recently, Atlanta's going to put up 7, 8, 9 runs on him. So this is Braves or nothing for me.
Okay, just a little correction, Ben. So Smith-Shawver has only made 2 starts. His first time he came in, it was in relief. Has he been great? He has not. But Ben just gave you some of the stats on Nola. Guys, take the names out of it. Not impressive statistics at all. Sharp guys have just hit Phillies as I was telling you guys before. This line opened at minus 115. Sports 411 and Circa both at 137 on this game. So here's a game I'm going to be against them. We'll wait. We'll see how high this line goes. We'll see if they know something. Is Acuna going to get a day off? I wouldn't imagine so against the team that knocked them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it'll be Atlanta or nobody for me.
Then Padres at Giants. Giants lead this series 2-0. Hader walks in the winning run last night. I don't know what the hell Bob Melvin's doing. I mean, this guy waits till a couple guys get on board, then brings in Hader out of the bullpen. I mean, why not just – you're in a 3-3 ball game.
When we need him the other day.
Yeah.
Losing.
So finally brings in the big guns and just horrible timing, ruins the confidence. Don't get it. Giants, though, I mean, what is it now? They've won 9 straight. Absolutely dominant run right here from San Francisco. They're now just 3 games back of Arizona. Padres, they've now lost 4 of 6, scoring 3.6 runs per game. And it's Darvish versus a bullpen game, but I still need Giants in the bullpen game here for them to get the sweep today. I mean, Darvish, last 2 starts, 10 runs and 10 1/3 versus the Rays and at Coors Field. So sure, best team in baseball and the worst pitcher's ballpark in baseball. We'll give them that credit. 2 starts versus the Giants last year, though, 10 runs and 8 2/3. On the road this season, 3-1, 6.19 ERA. Walker going to be the opener for San Francisco. Giants bats keep getting it done. They have good history versus Darvish. Darvish bad history on the road. This is San Fran or nobody. I'll back the bullpen game.
Yeah, again, same as with Nola. Take the name out of it. Yes, Nola, Darvish, years past, top pitchers in the NL. This is a different Darvish. Ben gave you the stats. Not good against Frisco. Not good on the road. Not good the last couple. Want no part of him right now. Giants, though, coming with not only a bullpen game, but coming with a guy that just pitched against them Monday, was used as an opener against them Monday. So not crazy about that aspect. Also, you got Wade. He did not play. He was a late scratch last night. He'll be questionable again today. Going to be tough to sweep them now, especially these last couple of wins. That they come back from down 4-0 to win Monday. They go into come back last night to win that game also. This will be a tough spot. Not interested in the Padres, though.
Yeah, Giants do get Arizona on Friday, so perhaps a little bit of a look ahead there as well with them coming in. But another game in the series after this. Orioles at Tampa Bay. Orioles get the win last night. They've won 3 of 4 meetings so far this season. They're still the AL best, 23-14 on the road. Tampa Bay, they've now lost 3 straight, scoring 3.3 runs per game. Still the best home record in the MLB, 31-8, ridiculous. Wells versus Bradley, pitching edge here to Wells. 3 of his last 4 starts were quality starts. He's had a little bit of road struggles and bad numbers against Tampa Bay last year, 0-2, 7.71. But Bradley, last 2 starts, 8 runs across 8 innings, and he has been horrendous in Tampa Bay, 2-2, 7.13. Yes, it's just 4 starts. Team's hitting 301, though, in those 4 starts. This is best road team in the AL or nothing. Orioles have the Rays numbers so far this year, winning 3 of 4 meetings. They have the pitching edge here in this matchup. The home struggles there for Bradley really concerns me in these AL East battles. Would be Baltimore, no one.
Yeah, be Baltimore, nobody again. I just think that they got out to that 7-0 lead last night and held on for dear life. We'll have to see if that continues into today. Wells gets the pitching edge, had all kinds of problems against the Rays last year. Expect some fireworks in this one. Some runs scored. Would trust the Rays batting order a little bit more in this one. Don't like the Rays. It's still a lean to the Orioles or nobody, but that's just the reason I'm not pulling the trigger on the Orioles in the second game of the series.
Then Royals at Detroit. Royals 1-0 win yesterday. Even the series up. Tigers have won 8 of 10 prior meetings. KC 2-2 now, their last 4. Still 2-12, their last 14. And Tigers, they've won 4 of 6, being shut out in both the losses there. Singer versus Boyd. Singer coming off a pretty good start. 2 runs. They give up 8 hits and 5 1/3 versus the Angels. And Boyd, he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings at Minnesota. They won that game. He's just a different pitcher at home. Reverse splits for Boyd, 0-5, 8.46 in his 6 home starts. Really tough to back that. Just even tougher to back Kansas City, 2-12 their last 14. They get a win yesterday, scoring just 1 run. So Tigers getting blanked there. I would imagine Tigers have a bit more success getting to Singer. We'll see if that correlates. Singer did get roughed up by the Tigers early this year. Last year, he owned them a little bit, but he was a different pitcher last season. So we'll see what Singer we get today. Detroit or nobody here. Cheaper price against the worst team in baseball.
Real cheap price. Detroit's been okay. They won 4 of their last 6. Royals, they haven't won back-to-back games since May 28th and 29th. I call them the worst team in baseball, and they sure are. Just a cheap price. We laid 120 first thing this morning up to around 130 now. I wouldn't be laying 130. 120 was just low enough to take a shot. I made this a 1-unit bet with the Tigers.
The Mariners at Yankees, nice little pitching duel yesterday. Garrett Cole wins that one, going a little over 7. They win that 3-1. They've won 3 of 4 meetings this season. Seattle now dropping 3 of 5. Yankees snapped a 4-game losing streak. Neither team hitting, neither team playing well. Seattle, though, 3-11 their last 14 road games. Some struggles there. Castillo versus Brito. Castillo coming off a decent start there against Miami, 2 runs in 5 2/3. He had 4 straight quality starts before that. Has had some road struggles, 0-3, 4.03 on the road this season. And then Brito, he's being called up. He had a real rough stretch earlier this season, so nothing special there. But he's getting a Seattle team who's not hitting, so we'll see how that benefits him. This game to me is a slight lean to the Yankees. That's a big home dog there. Yes, Castillo gets the pitching mismatch, but nonetheless, you add in those road struggles, you add in 2 teams not hitting. Brito might be able to keep them in this enough to hand it over to the Yankees bullpen. We talk about bullpens a lot. The Yankees have a lot of issues, injuries everywhere, but their bullpen is the strength of the team right now. So Brito just has to get the hands to there.
Yeah, Sharp's already buried the Yankees on this one. This game opened up 165 in the overnight. Right now, you're looking at Sports 411 at 152 and Circa at 148. So the Sharp money all over the Yankees in this one. And it's just you're betting against Castillo and you're betting against the Mariners on the road, a team that can't hit. J.P. Crawford, he left yesterday's game. He'll be questionable for the Mariners also. Just can't pull the trigger with Brito at the higher number. I could have. No value, I don't feel, left in this one, although I thought the Yankees had value yesterday, but that was with a dominating Cole on the mound. Expected Cole to have that game. He did, got them the W. Tough game today. No way in the world you want to be on Castillo, though, with his road problems and as bad as the Seattle team is on the road and without hitting. They better hit this guy today. We'll see how that one goes.
Guardians at Oakland. Cleveland pulls it out in extras yesterday. They've won 9 of 11 meetings. A's now dropping 6 straight, scoring just 2.17 runs per game, batting 200 this week. So they've had their drop off big time from the win streak. Guardians now, they've won 3 of 5, and they're 5-1 their last 6 home games. Blackburn versus Williams. Blackburn coming off a solid start against Tampa Bay, 2 earned runs in 5 2/3. He had 6 shutout innings at Milwaukee before that. He was really lights out on the road last year. His first road start of the season was rough. Last one, obviously, at Milwaukee was very impressive. So we'll see if that becomes a trend with him again, backing him on the road. Last year on the road at Cleveland, 8 shutout innings, but like Oakland fashion, they lost that game 3-2. So we'll see what Blackburn comes today at Cleveland. Williams for the Guardians. He's their top pitching prospect, going to be making a debut. Number 4 pitching prospect in all of baseball. And it's been a theme this year. All these young guys coming up, these top prospect pitching arms, been really taking care of business. We'll see if Williams adds his name to that list. Saw it with Perez yesterday. Abbott, obviously, what he's been doing 3 starts. He's going today, and we'll see what Williams brings. But this is a big price for a guy making his debut. Blackburn got to give the pitching edge with a proven MLB arm. Would be a slight lean here to the A's. Really don't like it. Much like the Cardinals need to take care of business in Washington. Same thing here with the Guardians. You want to win the Central, you got to be able to beat up on Oakland.
Yeah, and only problem is they got one of the only 2 pitchers you want to have there, Blackburn or Sears, that can actually give them a decent game. Just can't bet the A's again. They're the dropping knife. We talked about it. They finished that 7-game win streak, and I told you guys the next day that was the pinnacle. That was it. That was the high point of this season. That was the reverse boycott. Mm-hmm. The best team in the league at the time, Oakland, the worst team in the league, beating the best team in the league. And since then, they haven't won a game. 2 of the worst scoring teams, Oakland dead last in scoring, and Indians, I'm going to call them the Indians probably for another couple of years. Guardians, 27th, and also hit the least amount of home runs. So expect another low-scoring game. You've got another rookie here. They've already brought Allen and Bisbee up. You just don't know how deep is this Guardians team, a minor league franchise. This kid actually started the year at AA, so he's got phenomenal stats, but part of that's at AA. Again, huge jump AA to AAA and then up to the majors, but just can't pull the trigger with the A's in this one, guys. I'll sit this one out.
Then it's Red Sox at Minnesota. Boston red hot now. They won the first 2 in this series, 19-7. They've won 6 straight, scoring 8.3 runs per game. hitting 333 this week, and those bats come back alive. Boston, kind of similar to the Pirates offensively this season, what they've been getting. They've just been real red hot or ice cold. Minnesota's now lost 5 of 6, scoring 3 runs per game, batting .212. It's Whitlock going for Boston. He's been really solid. They've won his last 4 starts. The last 2 were quality starts. Gray's last start, pretty rough. Lost to Detroit. 2 runs in 4 innings. Doesn't jump out at you, but only going 4 innings against Detroit's a little concerning. 4 walks, 3 Ks in that matchup. I did have a good outing versus Boston earlier this year. This is Red Sox or nothing. Red hot team. AL East versus AL Central. We talk about it often. They get the fortunate after this. They get a series with the White Sox, so they got to continue to beat up on the Central teams, maybe make some way up the AL East standings a bit. Can't go against this Boston lineup when they're crushing the ball like this. It's them or nothing.
And they're doing it right now. We were on the Monday. Didn't pull the trigger yesterday, but the Sharps are right back on them again today. This game opened -130 on the overnight. Right now, you're looking at about 116 at Circa, 118 at Sports 411. Yeah, I'm going to give Gray, obviously, the pitching advantage, but he just doesn't go deep into games. Minnesota on a losing streak. The Red Sox crushing the ball right now. Minnesota not. Would have to be Red Sox or nobody at that opening number. At this price, they just don't see the value, but do not want to catch the dropping knife. Minnesota's the dropping knife right now.
Rangers at White Sox. White Sox, we talked about at the start of this, just the call last night. They scored 3 in the 8th to win that one. Rangers, they've won 3 of 4, scoring 6.5 runs per game. And White Sox 2-2 their last 4, but 3-7 their last 10. Perez versus Kopech. Perez just can't back him on the road. He's horrible on the road. Teams are hitting 330 against him. He's given up 11 homers on the road, just 1 so far at home this season. He has an ERA of 6.50. Can't back that. Kopech, he's been very good. He's coming off a little bit of a shaky start, allowed just 1 run and 4 1/3. Did have 6 walks with 4 Ks. Prior to that, in his 5 prior starts, it was 44 Ks, 5 walks. So he was throwing some lights out stuff and lost it a little bit there with the control of the walks. We'll see if he can bounce back here against the Rangers. Either way, this is White Sox or nothing. I mean, the way Perez has been on the road, it's just auto fade. Can't even look at backing him. So White Sox or nothing.
Just tough to back the White Sox. They come up with a game last night. It's a miracle win. They've only won 3 of their last 10. Texas, best offense in Major League Baseball. But as Ben said, just can't back Perez on the road. Stats are horrible. And for the guys that say, "Oh, it does. What's home and away?" Home and away are huge, guys. Some guys they love the home field. They don't like the road. Some guys the opposite way. Go to Arizona. Galen, as bad as he is on the road, he's that good at home. Kelly, same thing. He likes the road better than at home. So it's just a big difference home and away for some pitchers, not for everybody. In Perez's case, it's huge. Just give me a sec here. Getting St. Louis lineup, yes, so they'll start everybody, which you figured they would because it's their last day with a couple of days off. So Goldschmidt, Arenado will have a couple of days off for that one.
Looks like no Walker in that lineup, though. Walker's been crushing this week.
The rookie, yep. Okay, giving him a day off against the right-hand pitcher. They'll get their lefty bats in there. So, yeah, I'll sit this one out with Perez and Kopech. Just this White Sox team, tough to get behind. Every time we think they're going to start to make a little bit of a move up, they just don't get the job done. They're also dealing with Tim Anderson. He's missed the last few days. He'll be questionable again. Roberts sat out last night. I think that was a scheduled day off. We'll look for the lineups. If there's any more line move, we'll take a look at it.
Toronto at Miami. Toronto with a 2-0 win yesterday, evened it up. And they got Gausman going today. 3 of his 4 June starts been quality starts. Last one 1 run in 6 innings versus Texas. Hasn't faced Miami since 21, but held them to 1 run in 8 innings. And Alcantara, he's just been not the Cy Young, that's for sure. 5 runs off 10 hits and 5 1/3 versus the Nats, a team he owned. Prior to that, he had a quality start versus the White Sox. Bo Bichette out of this game. You guys saw us get that news live. This is with that information. Marlins are nothing, absolutely. Yes, Gausman gets the pitching advantage, but Toronto's bat's not doing too much. They've won 5 of the last 7 meetings. They're 3-5 on the trip, though, scoring 2.5 runs per game, and might be the opportunity for Alcantara to keep them in it. Miami at least hitting this week, hitting 296. We'll see how this one goes. Miami or nothing.
Look, the Marlins were crushing the ball up until yesterday. They got blanked. Let's see if they got better luck against Guzman. As Ben said, Alcantara is the furthest thing from this young candidate, except for, I guess you could say, our boy Manoah, who we're hoping gets back to the major league soon so we can fade him again. But yeah, Toronto having all kinds of problems scoring. This is the last day of a long road trip, and it's a 12-10 start. It's an early start. Everything says you got to like Miami, the home team in this one. Then throw in Bichette, who only leads them in homers, RBIs, and batting average, and this makes it an easy one. Let's see if Alcantara has an easier time with a depleted, with a Bo Bichette depleted Toronto lineup. So yeah, we took 121 on this game. We get the information as we were doing the podcast.
The Mets at Houston. Astros with the win yesterday. They evened up the series there. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings. Mets have now dropped 3 of 4, and they play at Philly Friday. They're not really in a situation to be looking ahead to anything too much, but we'll see if there's any case there. Astros snapped a 5-game losing streak. Sometimes these wins and losses comes in bunches. We talk about streaks. We'll see if they can get going. They have the pitching mismatch today to get it going. Javier allowed 1 run or less in 5 of his last 6 starts. Last one was 6 shutout innings versus the Nats. And McGill, he is coming off a quality start against St. Louis. Prior to that, he was just getting absolutely drilled. He's been horrible on the road this year, 7.42. Big price on this game, but it's Astros or nobody. I mean, you got a pitching mismatch. Mets on a travel day. This is an opportunity here for Houston to win the series, maybe put a couple of wins together. They need it desperately after the 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, make this one a little higher just because of the real big pitching mismatch with Javier. Miguel's been absolutely horrible on the road, but just can't lay this favorite. Astros just can't win. They got a W yesterday, and they got that because of Valdez pitched the gem. I make it a little higher, but no interest in laying Houston. As a matter of fact, the only reason I make it higher, my line was the opening line, 151. Shops are on the short here. They're taking the Mets. They're down as low as 124 at Sports 411. I see no reason to back McGill in this one.
And then Dodgers-Angels at the pitching duel yesterday with Kershaw and Detmers. Dodgers pull it out 2-zip. They've now won last 5 meetings by a combined 24-3. That snaps their little 3-game losing streak, but still scoring just 2.5 runs per game last 4. Dodgers 4-7 their last 11 road games. And Angels 6-3 their last 9, but they've dropped 2 of their last 3. Grover, Ohtani. Ohtani's a little bit different at home. He leads the league this year, holding teams to 173 batting average, even better at home, holding them to 158. And then 10 of his last 13 starts, Angels have won. He's coming off a quality start versus Texas. Will be his first start against the Dodgers, so that'll be interesting. And then Grove, 3 June starts, 12 runs, 6 homers, 14 innings. Can't back him. So this is Angels and Ohtani or nothing. We'll be seeing how Ohtani looks against the Dodgers for the first time. Maybe the team he'll be on next year. We'll see if that's the case. But this is Angels or nothing. Pitching mismatch. Dodgers, yes, they get the win yesterday, but they're still not hitting. They get 2 runs in the 8th. That's it.
Yeah, that was matched Kershaw inning for inning in that one. Dodgers now hitting 220 this week. Still just 4-7. Their last 11 on the road. Still under 500 on the road. Ohtani or nobody in this one. This line opened up at 145 and is now down to 135. This game goes any lower, I'll be on a favorite. Hate to buck the trend, but I'd have to go with Ohtani. This is a pitching mismatch over Grove, who's just shown absent. Shown doesn't even belong in the major leagues right now.
Yeah, Dodgers pitching rotation hurting, much like Cleveland keeps calling guys up, trying to see what sticks and having issues.
He'll get back this weekend. He's scheduled to come back this weekend.
That's the 15-game Wednesday card, guys. Travel day lineups, as you guys have already seen while on here. Guys, we'll be getting rest days today. It's a question of who and where. So keep up news for lineups. If you guys want that, go to howtobbeatthebookie.com or download the app. You guys will get updated on those throughout the day. Hopefully this will be up soon enough for you guys so you can get it before some of these day games. Obviously, some will have started. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. John, I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Got to run. It's a busy day. Let's make some money.
Let's make some money.